How is it going, guys? Welcome back. If you're new to the channel, I'm Chocolate Lab Trading, or CLT. So we're going to talk about today if you are overcomplicating your trading, or maybe you are someone who knows you're overcomplicating your trading. You're always second guessing everything, or as the common saying is, paralysis by analysis. So we're going to go through how to day trade, specifically the E-mini futures, as that is what I trade. Right? I don't trade the NQ or equities, just the E-mini. I'm going to go through step by step how I trade with my daily plan. We'll take a look at my executions, So what we're looking at, if this is new to you, and I know I'm saying you guys might be overcomplicating your trading, and then I show you this, and to new people, this looks very overcomplicated. But you have to remove lagging indicators like VWAP and RSI, MACD, trend lines, all that stuff. It's too subjective. Using the tools that we're going to look at today, it's much more palatable, it makes the market more palatable, the data that you're taking in, because you're looking at transacted volume. This is a footprint chart. These are very customizable. So if you go to the home of the YouTube channel, I have a video there that explains how to read these charts. I'm actually going to be re-recording that and probably releasing that tomorrow. So subscribe and don't miss that one. But this is a 4-hour footprint chart. This is transacted volume. So this is all the contracts going through the tape on the E-mini. And that's why I call footprint charts the tape, right? I watch the tape. Now, when I'm executing, I'm not using a 4-hour, but remember, we're talking about my daily plan. And my daily plan always starts here with the TPO charts. Now, I know these look even more intimidating, but they're not. They're super simple to learn, and there's not much to them, right? You just take a glance at it, you pick up what you need, and you're on to your candlestick charts, your footprint charts, right? What the TPO charts, also called market profile charts, do for us, they allow us to visualize the market auction, right? They're time-based, not price or anything like other charts, I don't know. Right? Each of these TPO profiles is 30 minutes, and time is a key factor in the markets. So we look at where value area highs are. That's what these blue lines are: value area high, value area low. Where points of control are, right? Time is a key factor. Again, we want to know where the most time was spent in a session, right? Each one of these profiles is for a session. So this session, as it's developing, is the session we're in. The 21st of April's cash session. This is from the overnight session. This is from April 20th's cash session, etc., etc. So yeah, from there we go back to what we were just looking at, or I do this, right? So the TPO is always my step one. I always take screenshots and I annotate just using Paint. We have this type of high, this type of distribution, right? We look at the shapes of the profiles as well. I think I forgot to mention that. And just note down, because each one of those things obviously means different things. Just like if you're looking at candlesticks, a doji means something different than a hammer, or all that stuff, right? So TPO charts, super simple to learn, quick to learn, and super helpful for one in their trading. Then here, the 4-hour footprint chart, I think might be my favorite time frame. I'm a day trader, and here we get to see a lot of things that go into making these key inflection points. I look at, do we have a bid trying to walk up on the tape, an offer trying to walk down on the tape? Do we have high volume areas, low volume areas? Do we have exhaustion at highs, or do we not? All these mean different things. Now, I don't want to go too nuanced into this stuff. I've spoken plenty about what exhaustion is and what isn't exhaustion and what they mean, but I don't want to go, again, into too much detail, because I kind of want to have this as a guideline, and then if this makes sense to you, you could then, try and learn this afterwards. But simply, I go here, I look for those types of things. Again, I'll screenshot it, I annotate it, make sure I got everything in picture, right? This adds confluence. So we go on the market profile charts and we'll find areas that look pretty good, we might want to take a trade at. And then we go to our 4-hour and we find different areas, but some of those areas overlap. So they have more confluence, and the more confluence we have in your zones, the least risky your trades are going to be if you're taking them there, because it's a key inflection point. So, especially if you want to trade long term as a career, or just along with your career, you have to think about risk exposure over the long run. And taking a risk at the middle of a multi-week balance is way riskier than taking it at something like extremes or the stop runs of larger time frame participants or something like that. So from here, I pull up my daily chart. Sorry, I'm rambling on. From here, I pull up the daily chart. Now it's the same thing, just a daily time frame. And here we can see even larger time frame participants. Offer walking down on the tape, bid walking up on the tape. Is either side aggressive? Is either side passive? Is one side soaking and absorbing the other? All these different things go into not only making a daily plan, but building our context on top of the 4-hour and the TPO chart. So how does this translate to us intraday, and how do we actually trade this? Let me pull up the 30-minute. We'll take a look of what today's session has been like so far. Of course, I don't have the time up anymore. It is 11:33. That's Eastern time. So about midday, and we've had great range and up and down action. We don't have any follow through. It's a balanced day, but nonetheless a great day, balanced day near an inflection point. Now, to be noted, we'll take a look at the full daily plan. This one wasn't noted on today's daily plan. It was noted on yesterday's. This buy zone that was marked in yesterday's plan actually marked the low of day. So I felt a little bit less safe about it, so I removed it when I sent the plan out on StockTwits and everything. But I left it on my charts, and when we traded over here, the bidder that was around 38s yesterday, 38s today too, they stepped in, was still active. So I took 2 trades off of them, right? And what do I mean that they're still active? How do you see that trades are still active? Well, you have to watch the footprint in real time. So I'm not only watching this 30-minute when I'm looking at smaller time frames, I'm as well looking at the 5-minute. And as this comes in, orders are coming in, these volume nodes are building. Again, I know this may seem complicated to some, or just overload of information. It takes time. I understand the hesitancy to learn something new, or talk yourself out of it, whatever it may be. So here you could see, as buy orders, right? People are either limiting in to buy or marketing in. If it's being transacted, you're seeing it here. And then you could use this at your key inflection points to see if a bid is stepping in and whatnot. So let's pull up my executions. I'm still in a position, so I'm going to pause and then just marker over my P&L and stuff. Be back in 1 second. All right, here we are. Let me just fix my pen. All right, trading in real time, right? So the market opens 9:30. Where are we? And we have immediate auction down, right? We have an open drive down. We want to test and see if participants are still active, right? We want to test if that buyer is still happy to buy here, right? He deemed this a fair price to buy at yesterday. Does he still, right? So we trade down here, and immediately you see a buying imbalance, and look at all the volume coming in down here. The tape speeds up, and now these are all important, things to factor. So take note if you must. But tape speeds up. You see a size coming in at this key inflection point, and look at the buying imbalance too. You see a lot of people selling, right? And what are these people selling going to do when we pull above them? They're going to obviously stop out, a lot of them, and they're going to be fuel for this trade, right? You want to find people who are trapped, whether it be in real time, whether it be from the past. That's how the market moves, is off of poorly positioned participants. That's it, right? It doesn't care about RSI, it doesn't care about MACD. It cares about transactions, who's buying where, who's selling where, who's trapped, who's trapping who. Like, that's it. Again, if you're new, this is a lot, but once you learn it, it's just so much simpler than waiting for a double top when your RSI is at least 71 and the MACD is crossed, and you have the golden death options condor. it's just so much easier. Just read the transactions and that's it. So they were still them marketed in, and I took 90% off, right? Because this I was a little bit less not less confident in this zone since it already supported yesterday. So I took a larger partial up here, 90% off at my 2R, and then as we started transacting up here, look at all these wicks. So even on 1 minute, you could see what we see here on the tape, and a seller has now stepped in. Now, usually when you want to go long, you want to enter on a stop run, right? Someone was buying over here, a little bit of stop run, go long. Now when I'm taking partials, I'm a little bit more lenient with that. I won't wait for the stop run, right? Someone's selling 54s, little stop run. If day traders trying to ride the coattails, continue selling 54s, then break down, right? It's literally, that's it. Just learn where sellers are positioned, learn where buyers are positioned. Voila. So on our way back down, I tried to get cheeky. I added 1/3. Oh, I took another 50% off here. I don't know if I said that, of my remaining position. I then tried to get cheeky. I had an add here for 1/3 of my remaining position, added it, stopped at my new break even. Cool. We traded into here, and look at this price level, how well it's just being supported, right? This is this buyer in here, buying every downtick into it, then sellers ease up a little bit, bid rises, then every selling into it. This, and I'm not saying it's one participant, obviously, but someone's buying 38s here. So I then enter again here. Now this wasn't full size. I collected my coin, as I like to say, for the day, and that was it. If I go and trade again, it's always going to be on super reduced size because well, I'm collecting my coin and minimizing my risk in the market, right? If I'm green today, why would I expose myself to more risk? Just take the money and get prepared for the next session. So what I do when I do trade after I got my coin for the day is I go back super small size. So this was 1/10 of my normal size. Entered here, took off 50% now at 2R or 6 points. I usually risk 3 points. And then I'm still in this position. I'm holding pretty small size, right? I already took half off of my 1/10 position. I'm probably going to sell it if we could break high day, which will likely break Globex since we are balancing, right? If you guys have watched before or long time watchers, just, I guess this is additional. That's how you day trade, right? You see what the market auction is, you see where participants are positioned, you know where buyers and sellers are located, and once we retest them, are they still active? Are they defending and adding their position? Are they trying to move down or up on the tape? And all that stuff is easy to learn. It takes a little bit of time, but so does everything. So yeah, I'll sell this into a run of the overnight high. We're balancing, so on balance days you shouldn't expect huge targets because it's not a trend day. You don't have that range, and you're likely to balance. So hope you guys all had a green week. Happy Friday. Stay tuned for that video tomorrow. And there's something else I wanted to say, but I'm blanking now. Subscribe, and if you guys would like to learn this approach, I do teach it. Go to the description and my website will be there. Cheers, guys.